Is 1D&D going to be the next Fallout 76? This is a video response to King Waspinator of Total Party Skill. You remember when YouTube asked to have those video response feature? Anyway, I doubt that King Waspinator will see this, and I doubt you would like my content anyway. But maybe some of you subscribe to him, also subscribe to me, will have seen his video, and there was some thought I wanted to add to it. So, for those who are not familiar with it, Fallout 76 was this massively multiplayer online game, MMO, set in the universe of Fallout. And upon release, the game was buggy and felt very empty, and people were not entertained. And there was like a lot of PR blunders surrounding the release of the game. The whole thing was a real disaster. So will 1D&D, with its focus on virtual tabletop and microtransaction and monthly subscription, be like Fallout 76? I guess the question stems from the fact that what has been announced and previewed for 1D&D is not too appealing for many of us old school gamer, and even some of the younger crowd who started playing D&D with the 5th edition are not too stoked about the announcement made so far. So there is a possibility that the 6th edition of D&D be just as poorly received as the 4th edition was. I said before that people complained that 4th edition felt too much like a video game, and now it looked like they want to make the 6th edition an actual video game. They talk about virtual AI dungeon master and not being able to import homebrew content at lower tier of subscription. So the whole thing feels less and less like a tabletop RPG game that we're used to. And I assume many people who are interested in actual RPG won't make the switch. But there's not that many of us. And if Wizard of the Coast goes all in with the monthly subscription model and microtransaction, they don't need that many of us to make the switch to be more profitable than what they are now. Plus, there's this whole market of people who are not into tabletop RPG, but are into video games. And there are much more of them than there are of us. There's also people who used to be in tabletop RPG when they were younger, but move on and don't really have the time or interest to start a regular group. But if the barrier of entry is low enough, and I'm talking about money, I'm talking about time investment mostly, like learning the rules and being there regularly, like putting something on your schedule that is fixed. If this is low enough, they might try this new D&D thing with a virtual DM. And there's also like that AI is all the rage nowadays. AIs are kind of cool. You might not like the idea, and I sure don't. But for many people, the idea of a AI DM like ChatGTP is fun and interesting. Many people just hate people, I guess, nowadays, and who can blame them? So yeah, will 1D&D be a disaster on launch like Fallout 76 was? I wouldn't be so sure. Like I said, they don't need many of us to switch over to be a success, and they can get all this other clientele from outside the hobby, people who are just tangential to the hobby. And there's this other case study that should be interesting to look at, and that is Magic Arena, the digital version of Magic the Gathering. WotC is also owning Magic the Gathering, so they have access to those number. And I know that there's a lot of people who used to play Magic the Gathering that moved on, would have no interest in getting back into it, but when Magic Arena came out, they went and gave it a try, they out of curiosity, and now play regularly. And there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money on Magic the Gathering, thousands of dollars. Apparently, there are cards now on Magic Arena that are worth more than their physical counterpart. I say that from a third party source because I'm not into this whole magic thing. But you know who follow this whole development pretty close? Wizard of the Coast. They know stuff we don't. They have information that they don't share. And I'm sure this come into play a lot when they make plans for their other product. We might see WotC as a bunch of idiot monkeys taking all the wrong decision, and they sure took some disputable decision recently. But they're still a quite profitable company. Like you have to remember that WotC represent 20% of the Hasbro's revenue, but they are 70% of the profit. So basically, they just make money out of thin air. And this whole push toward virtual, that's what it's all about. So yes, this whole like one D&D or D&D 6th edition pushing toward more the virtual aspect with the virtual tabletop and those AI DM and stuff like that, it might be a gamble for them, and it is possible that they are making a misstep. But it could also be the move that would allow them to double the amount of money they get from the brand of D&D. So this is just some thought I wanted to put out there, and thank you for watching, and stay waspinated.